Hey everyone, it's Tech Tip Tuesday, and I'm glad you're taking the time out of your day to tune in and learn all about shifts. Let's get started. There are two different types of shifts you'll be setting up in JobBOSS. One is called a time and attendance, and the other is called a scheduling shift. Some of the confusion comes along because we set up both of these types of shifts in the same place in JobBOSS. As you can see here, there's an arrow flashing and pointing to a function called shifts in the System Administration module. So let's take a look at both. The first type of shift, which is a time and attendance shift, is a shift that is used to define the schedule that employees use. Note that we highlighted employees because that's the really deciding factor. For example, we could have a time and attendance shift that starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 3:30 p.m. The second shift is the scheduling shift. This is created to define the schedule that our machines are going to run on. Again, note that we are highlighting the word machines here because that is the defining factor here. For example, we could have a scheduling shift that starts at 7:15 a.m. and ends at 3:15 p.m. In looking at the two, you may be wondering what actually makes these really different. Well, let's take a look. On most occasions, employees are scheduled to start work at 7 a.m. However, they don't end up actually working at their machines until 7:15. They could have many things they might be doing, like putting something in a locker. Hence the reason why we need to set up the scheduling shift for 7:15 a.m. If all shifts were set to begin at 7 a.m., in this event, we would already be behind on the day, and we didn't even start building a part yet. On the flip side, we may choose to set the scheduling shift's end time to 3:15 p.m. in the event that employees are scheduled to work until 3:30 p.m. They might have things they have to do, like do cleaning or something of that nature, and if we have our scheduling shift all the way out to 3:30, then JobBOSS is expecting you to be actually working on a machine until 3:30 p.m. Remember, the goal of scheduling in JobBOSS is to either be on time or be ahead of schedule. So let's take a look at some additional scheduling shifts that we could have in JobBOSS. One of them, for example, is for our floaters. Maybe we have a floater in our shop that works an 8-hour day, but spends the first 4 hours at a laser. In this case, we would create a scheduling shift for those 4 hours because we want our capacity at the laser to include our floaters for the 4 hours that are spent there. Another possible scheduling shift could be a Saturday schedule. We want to be able to turn that on and off as needed, but we might not work every Saturday. One other type of scheduling shift would be for our automated machines. These machines have their own schedule and don't have to take a break like our physical employees do. So in this case, we can use these types of scheduling shifts to really determine our shop schedule, which will be completely different than our time and attendance shifts. So now that we know about the different types of shifts available to you, let's talk about a few best practices. First, keep your shifts separate. This will make it easier to manage, as well as identify the different types of shifts that your shop may use. Also, give your shifts a proper identity. It is highly suggested to use a naming convention so that you know the difference between shifts, as well as what type of shift it is. So, the question within today's tech tip is, do I really need to use both? Well, if you collect your time and attendance in a different system other than data collection, then no, you don't need to use both. You only need scheduling shifts for scheduling in JobBOSS. However, if you do collect your time and attendance in JobBOSS and you do schedule in JobBOSS, then that is a resounding yes. You want to make sure that you include both types of shifts and that they remain separate. So, there you have it. If you have any questions or would like further information on shifts, be sure to check out our training page or connect with one of our JobBOSS trainers. Thank you for attending today's Tech Tip Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.